Hi, welcome back to my studio, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made this robin card. Hope you enjoy it. So I made this robin card using a monoprint technique of perspex sheets being inked up with a metallic silver ink, a Collagraph plate for a robin, and I will show you how I made my own Chine Colle paper using Gelli plate. Let's begin. So here's the plan. I'm going to make a Collagraph of robin. It's sort of like a simplified version of robin. I'm not going to make too much detail. And I'd like to make a monoprint of sort of gold. I'm going to use a gold metallic paint to sit the robin, so to put it behind the robin when I'm print. And it will just be on like a perspex sheet, and robin is going to be the an actual Collagraph. So yeah, this is a plan. Let's do it. So first of all, I'm going to start with making a Chine Colle, because I want this orange on the robin to be very, very intense, and to achieve that I'm going to make a Chine Colle shape, which I'm going to put on top of my Collagraph plate to print it. And what I'm going to use, so I don't have a really fiddly tissue paper, I'm going to use a marker pad. You can use any marker pad. It's only 70 GSM, so it's quite thin, but it's also really good to work with. And the way I'm going to make this Chine Colle is I'm going to use a Gelli plate, and I'm going to print a really lovely intense orange colour on this Gelli plate. Alright, so I'm going to use Nickel Azo Gold because I love this colour. It's beautiful. It's sort of very vibrant, rich orange. I'm quite excited about this. Okay. So I want to spread it on the Gelli plate fairly thinly. It's quite transparent, as you can see. Perfect. There's some imperfections here. It doesn't matter. I quite like that. Yeah, gorgeous. What a beautiful colour. Alright, so I'm just going to trace my image. I'm pretty happy with the shape itself. So I'm just using a bit of tracing paper. Actually, this is not tracing paper. This is greaseproof paper because I ran out of tracing paper. It's my go-to alternative in time of crisis. So here we go. I'm just going to do a quick trace of the shape. For the Chine Colle, I'm going to make a template out of a perspex sheet, the shape in reverse, because I want my robin to face this way in the final print. So I'm just going to do my orange Chine Colle shape in reverse. And I'm just going to cut it out. I think, yeah, this scissors seem to be perfect. So hopefully this should do the job. Okay, and robin will be facing this way, and my Chine Colle be facing that way. So when I will be placing the Chine Colle on top of the robin, it will have to be like this, because I want it to stick I will apply some glue here, and I want this to stick onto the paper facing up that way. So this is quite complicated. So I want the template to be like that. Yes, that's what I need. So when I will be cutting them out, I will be drawing them out this way. But first of all, what I need to do, and this is my little secret to Chine Colle, the best way to do Chine Colle, is I'm going to apply, before I start drawing these shapes out, I need to apply some glue. And I just use water-soluble glue, because basically what I will do is I will apply glue on the other side of the Chine Colle, and I will roll it out and I will let it dry. And when I'm then about to print, I will have this dried water-soluble glue on this side, and my paper will be wet, and then my lovely wet paper will pick up the Chine Colle, and then it will also have the robin Collagraph print on top of it. So my eye, robin's eye, and a bit of, and whatever textures they'll print on top of the Chine Colle. So that's the idea. Hopefully I'll make sense, but you will see what I mean when I actually do the print. So here I've got a really useful roller for my glue. I'll try to get even layer. I think I have a pretty good layer of glue. We don't want to miss any areas, because that will affect how the Chine Colle will stick. But I'm pretty confident I've got it all over. Okay, so now I'm going to think about the golden shape. And I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger than my card I'm going to print on. And the reason why I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you how big my cards are. So I'm using these Fabriano cards because they are great to print on, and they come with envelopes. You can get them in majority of art suppliers online. So this is the size of my card. It hasn't been bent yet, but I don't want to have, I just sort of want to bleed, well, I want to go all the way to the edge. So if I make it a little bit bigger than the edge, then I'm just going to make sure I don't have really weird marks on the edges here. So just a little bit around here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I actually used a lid of a container as my guide previously, so I'm just going to do that again. That's good. Right, ready to cut. Right, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so I've got my image traced in reverse, and I'm going to just use the technique of pressing a little bit and drawing out, and that will show me the shape on the other side. I don't need to trace this because this is going to be a Chine Colle. This is going to be the end of my Collagraph here. I'm not really bothered about too much detail. This is going to be, it's a sort of representation of a robin more than, I'm not trying to be realistic here. It's more about shapes and composition. So the plan is to make cut this out. These are going to be the darkest areas, so I'm going to plan to cut these out here, and this bark. I'm not sure if I think, oh yes, I can cut it out with scissors. That's cool. You need some good strong scissors. Okay, so I decided to use a masking tape to provide a rough surface to trap some ink. So I'm going to see if it works, sort of drawing it on top of my masking tape. A bit of improvisation going on here. I think it's big enough. There we go. And the reason why I'd like to do it, because I think if I paint it on, I'm not going to have the desired effect. I quite like having really sharp edges, and you'll be able to see that. Just need this bit now. Okay, I've come up with a plan. I've got a bit of wallpaper that's got sort of pattern going that way, so it looks a little bit like hair of robin, sort of brushed that way, but it's not too realistic. So I'm not. I'm sticking with my more abstract representation of the robin. So let's see. I'm going to use wood glue for this because I don't want it to dissolve when it gets wet. Now I don't want this to be to trap too much ink, so I'm going to give it a glaze of wood glue because I'd like it to have a pattern, but also I don't want it to be dark. Okay, I've decided on creating an area of interest just to break up the monotony of this area here. So I'm going to add this wallpaper as well. I'm just going to draw it out, well, cut it out. So I'll stick it on and then I'm going to cut into it. Just a different texture. Yeah, I like it a lot more now. I just felt like it was a bit boring and I needed something else. I have to be really careful I don't mess it up. Oh! Have to be careful that don't get the beak off as well. This is making me feel very nervous. Right. Got it. Right, okay. I think I've got my plate. I think it's there. I think it will work. It will sit like this. On top of the gold, like that. And then I'm going to put my Chine Colle on top. Okay, I think it's time to put a bit of shellac on just to seal the plate. You don't have to do on both sides, I just do so it's easier to clean the plate. I'm going to make my proof print on just a normal piece of paper. I don't want to waste a card. So I'm just going to soak it in water for a bit. And then I'm gonna sort of semi-dry it on my little washing line. Okay, so I'm going to, first of all, I did think about using metallic gold, but I'm thinking maybe I'll try out metallic silver for the background, and I'm going to use a sepia for the robin. So if I just ink up my little robin first. Just give it a quick wipe. A bit of Scrim. We don't want to, it's a really good sort of balance you've got to strike between sort of not wiping too much off. I love this on the belly of the robin. I've got this wallpaper. Really like the pattern. Now I need to get this right. So the card is going to go on top of the robin. So it's going to have to be inked up like this. Gotta get this right. I'm going to use this piece of glass to ink. So this is going to be the edge of the card, to overlap slightly and sort of come up to the edge of the card like this. Yep, happy with that. And this is the tricky part, the very fiddly bit, is where right first I'm going to place it down. It's really difficult. If you have shaky hands, that's going to be impossible. Right, I think this is as close as I'm going to get. And now I'm going to get my semi-dried piece of card. I guess I want the card to open like that. I'm going to have to move it. On top. Blankets down. Well, I think that's worked out really well. Rather happy with it. Really hope you enjoyed making this robin with me, and if you have any questions at all about the process, do ask me on the community page or just under the video. See you soon.